is that if you use your mind, your black mind, it is there. You got melanin. Melanin is a powerful thing. Utilize it. If you use your melanin, your black creative self, man, we got all kind of ideas and inventions that we have. We invented the stoplight. We invented the refrigerator, the stove, all of these things. But you know what? It does not make a difference if we don't own it. It doesn't matter what you create if you don't own it. So that's why I said with the NBA, even though we're in the limitations that we are because we don't own anything, but it's still a step up towards a goal if we acknowledge that goal, which gets to my point now. Do you think or agree with or disagree that a lot of the black athletes, whether they're male or female, they don't really look at what happens after I can't play this anymore? Are they preparing themselves for the future when it comes to this? Or are they just looking at it from one perspective? I'm just going to keep playing until nothing happens. And I've seen the outcome with athletes working a 9 to 5 now. So what's your perspective on that? Do you think that we should look more into the bigger picture, what happens, or I need to plan after this stops, or how do you look at that?
I look at it two ways. Like, I think maybe 20 years ago, most of the players weren't planning for their future because they was handing out the contracts weren't as big or whatever. Like back in Kobe heyday, when he was the highest paid player in the NBA, he was making like $20 million a season, and that was unheard of. Then Shaq started making $20 billion. And now back to LeBron. Most people don't want to admit this. When LeBron came to the league, they started getting these bigger TV deals, and that's where the big contracts came from.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got retired athletes on different podcasts telling you how they went broke. It's a whole documentary on NFL, how they went broke, because it's like, boom, you get this big contract, but you don't get all your money up front. You getting paid bi-weekly like the rest of the world. It's a big bi-weekly, you're getting $500,000, but you done accumulated $300,000 a year. $300,000 a month in expenses and taking care of people and all of that. So people didn't think about that. But now with these big contracts, like Jalen Brunson, he just got a $315 million contract on top of endorsements, on top of this. So it's so much money. And you keep saying people don't, we have limitations in the league. That might be 50% true, because we don't own nothing. But all of this money that they're giving these players is going to make it easier for them to own something. And most of them have that mindset. Like LeBron got a whole nother management company. He got a podcast show. Like they're already looking forward to what they're doing. And I blame that a lot on Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant talked a lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
He talked a lot about that. So I think we're getting more power and control when it comes to the NBA, because they're making mad demands now. Hey, man, I'll get this or I'm leaving. Boom. And they're giving the sorriest of the sorriest players $20 million contract. Ow! So in the NBA, I think we got more power than people think.
I agree.
Because LeBron just got his son in the NBA. He just got his son in the NBA. If his son was that good, he's a good basketball player, but if his son was that good, another team would have picked him. But LeBron has the power to say, no, nobody picked this team. And then his agent, which is his longtime best friend, he has some of the biggest players under him signed to him. So he has the control to say, no, ain't nobody going to pick this. So with the second round, the 55th pick, he get to pick his son. That's power right there.
That's true. And that's knowing. So
and the next generation is the next generation of basketball players after LeBron. They learning from him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a billionaire. He's like one of the first active billionaire basketball players. Like, it's crazy. And he's going to get paid $90 million for the rest of his life from Nike every year. Never going broke. You got to do some major doing to go broke off that.
Well, now let's touch on the I want to touch on two things. I want to go back to you made a statement, and I think this is where a lot of the hate coming from, and maybe it's on the perspective where, like what you said earlier. You said, as a Lakers fan, I'm pissed off. That's what you said, right? So let's look at it from that perspective. Do you think the hate is coming from what the statement you made, quote unquote, you said that LeBron got his son, put his son on a team in the 55th pick, showing the power that he has or the control or whatever in that situation. Do you think that that's why Lakers fans are really kind of, or maybe not Lakers fans, fans in general, or our people in general, do you think that's why the hate is coming from? Because LeBron, I remember them hating on him because he was switching teams, because that was unheard of too. So do you think this is what a lot of this hate is coming from, because of LeBron himself doing these things?
No, people that are not great hate greatness.
Say that again for the people in the back.
People who are not great, they hate greatness, bro. And that's it. That's it. They hated LeBron ever since he came out of high school, and he lived up to every expectation. And they talk about him losing this, him losing that. He has never had a bad season. He always dang near average a triple double. And he's 39, putting up better numbers than he was when he was 18. I mean, like, bro, come on, man. Ain't nothing to hate on. I want him off my team. This is crazy because I want him off my team because I'm over it. It's a spectacle. It ain't competition. We the Lakers, bro. We like one of the top franchises in history. I love him as a black man. As a Laker, get him out of here. He gonna be there to the end of his career, but get him out of here.
Right. So, and I like the perspective you put on that, because, like you said, people who are not great, they just hating. And again, that goes back to that mentality. So that's something that if we don't overcome it, really, only person that's really mad is the people who hating, because I don't think LeBron really losing no sleep. I know I wouldn't be losing no sleep.
You think he is?
No, that brother ain't losing no sleep, man. He ain't losing none at all.
No.
So
it's $1 million.
That's right. So instead of us having this mentality, we should actually look at this as a learning curve and say, what can we learn from this? I use the idea of McDonald's all the time. I don't suggest nobody eat at McDonald's, but if you do, whatever. But look at McDonald's as a franchise. McDonald's, and they post it. Now, I've never seen Wendy's do this. I've never seen Burger King. I've never seen them do this. McDonald's.
He said Burger King.
McDonald's is the only franchise that I've seen where they put billions and billions sold. They are $1 billion industry. But people don't understand it's only the name that you know. But if you've ever worked at McDonald's like I have, and you worked in that freezer, most of the produce and products that come in there ain't by McDonald's. They by somebody else. But as a franchise, the name stands alone. You only know McDonald's, you don't know nothing else. Same thing with LeBron. We can even go with Kobe. When you hear the name Lakers, you associated with Kobe or you're associated with LeBron. But you don't know anybody else, probably. Most people, I know you do. Because you diehard Lakers. I know you know everybody. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You know everybody. But most people only associated with one person. So, like Jordan with the Chicago Bulls, but Pippen, B.J. Armstrong, Tony Kukoc, all of them played an important role as a team. So going back to what we're talking about, using LeBron, I know you said as a Lakers fan, get him out of there. But as a black man and bringing his sons up there, do you think that they will feel some type of way, like in a Jordan and Scottie Pippen kind of situation, if you get what I'm saying, Shaq and Kobe type of situation? Are the sons going to feel intimidated by the father is what I'm saying. I know this is a beautiful thing, but let's look at the cons that can possibly happen, right? So you think the sons are going to have the mentality like, I want to shine outside of daddy, or I'm comfortable being under daddy's shadow? What is your view on that?
Well, I think they feel comfortable. Yeah, they know who their daddy is. You know what I'm saying? They know like he's one of the greatest ever, and they know that when he was at their level, he was way up here. So they already know, and they know if they get disrespect, we're gonna beat them up in the locker room. Like, yo, it's gonna be crazy. But the thing is, what people need to look at is Bron does have a lot of power, and how they're gonna play defense on his son. How the other one's gonna hate? Are they gonna treat him like Caitlin Clark from the WNBA? Are they gonna body him around? Or are they gonna, oh, that's LeBron's son, we ain't gonna guard him too tough? They barely play defense in the NBA right now. To keep it a band, I'm probably about 2-3 more years. I'm probably won't even watch basketball. I probably won't even watch sports no more.
Yeah,
Like it's a lot of BS behind it, man. Like
it is. Now, but basketball is becoming political now, and I think the only reason that I actually looked at it, like you said, I'm gonna keep it a band too. Only reason I looked at it was because of John Morant, and the only reason that I say John Morant is because John Morant reminds me of my cousin Reese. Look just like him, act just like him, skinny just like him. That's the only reason I looked at it. But it's too political, man. Every little thing that they do, the referee blowing the whistle, bro. I remember. Now I know I got a few years on you. Don't you mess that up now. Now I remember when I used to play back. We played something called street ball. You understand? We were throwing elbows. You might got your teeth knocked out. You might, and if I don't know if you remember back in the day when we used to where 8 Punt and all of us stayed at, you remember we used to play right next door over at the basketball court over there. I don't know if you remember that or not. It would be me, Uncle Ricky, all of us, man. We played basketball. Bruh, we were playing street ball. It was very physical. So it's like today, now, if you just bump somebody, oh my goodness, it's a foul, right? So now I want to pick on LeBron a little bit because you already know where I'm going with this. So they call LeBron the flop king. So do you think that LeBron is doing this purposely, or is he using his power to his advantage to get the win for his team?
he's using his power to his advantage. And the refs be what's his name? Be scared. And LeBron is the flop king and he's the lion king. They call them both of them.
Right.
Because he'll tell a lie in a minute and they always catch him. It's a whole compilation of catching LeBron in lies. Like every time you see him reading a book, he swears reading a different book, but he ain't never in the middle of the book. He always on like page 1 or 2.
Right.
He said he read Malcolm X's book. They asked him what he liked about the book. He pretty much had some cliche like, "Oh, I like the man he was," and like, bro, shut up. You ain't read that book. You ain't read that book. But you still front, bro. When you that great, you can lie if you want. It ain't hurt nobody. Yo, I read the book. I read the book. It's just like when rappers wear fake jewelry.
Right. Now you said it don't hurt it. Hey, he's LeBron. But remember, we talked about the vote. See, do you think that more of our black athletes, whether male or female, do you think they need to be more conscious of the children, the youth that may be on their boat, and that they need to be more conscious of their conduct, of how they present themselves? You know, do you think that's important, or hey, it doesn't matter? I'm LeBron.
Yeah.
You know,
it's important, but I also think that people shouldn't keep looking up to celebrities as role models because they are still humans and you don't know them. In my mind, you should know your role models. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, "Oh, I can't." Lil Wayne, my favorite rapper, the GOAT. Can't nobody tell me nothing about it. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I don't idolize that man. He's not my idol. He is not my. I don't. Why is he my idol? For what?
That's right. You just respecting his talent.
Yeah.
That's it. You just respecting his talent. That's it.
Shoot, my idol is this. One of my idols is this man that stayed right across from me, who was a retired sheriff that worked security at the dang hospital. That got more toys and gadgets that they had a building built out here. That's more my idol and inspiration. What I look up to, of course. Would I love to be with Lil Wayne? Yeah. In all reality, it's not gonna happen. Like, yo, that man worked 30 years on his joint. He and him. But stop looking up. I don't look at Lil Wayne like, oh man, he did this, he did that. Man, I don't really care what he do, as long as it ain't no malicious, that creep stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be my guy. So we need to stop teaching our kids to look up to these celebrities. That's what my daddy taught me. My daddy literally told me, "Boy, you're gonna be a truck driver. Ain't no way you're going to the NBA." And it kind of hurt at the time, but he was just being realistic. Like, bro, you 5'9", $180. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. So you need to look at this, and this. These parents, all they want their kids is to be stars. Now it's social media. Instead of, oh, I want to be a celebrity like this, I want to be a social media star. And the parents encourage and help that out.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, recorded TikTok. They trying to live through their kids. And that's not the way, bro. That's not the way. You're not supposed to live through your kids.
I agree with that. And I want to touch back on, I know you say your father said, hey, you're 5'9". This might not be a reality, but Let's look at Muggsy Bogues. They said the same thing about that brother.
1 in a million.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
1 in a million.
Bud Webb.
1 in a million.
Well, we get 2 in a million now.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. It's only like 450 players in the NBA, right? At any given time, it's like 450 to 500 players. And how many people is it in the world?
Oh, there's more. There's more than that. But what I'm saying, the point I'm making is that never let anybody tell you what's not possible. I don't care if it's mama, daddy, brother, sister. It goes back to the statement I said earlier. Exhaust everything. Give it your all. And if still you're hitting nothing, then at least you can walk away and say, I gave it everything I got.
Yeah.
I tried. I gave it everything I got. Instead of you not even attempting to even give it a try when it may be your passion. And you may have different motives for it. Do I think that it's totally a bad thing if parents try to live through their kids? It depends on the situation. Sometimes parents do things because in their mind, they want their children to succeed, to be greater. Now, here's where I have a problem with it. My children, I teach them, or I would teach them is that try to be your own boss in whatever you do. Be your own boss in whatever you do. That's the goal. And then from when you learn something, pass it on to your people. Create disciples of your work. Create disciples of what you do. So we can continue this on. It's just like a father and son. You pass your craft and art down to your son. And that hopes he'll continue it, pass it down to his son. We continue the tradition. That's the African way. That's what Black people did for a long time. And now we got away from that. We don't want to, we feel that we have to depend on white America to be successful. We have to depend on their Grammys.
Oh, what? I got white fans. Oh no, I got.
Oh well, it's no disrespect to the white fans, but I'm just I'm speaking from factual and just from a Black perspective.
Nah, I'm glad. But what's crazy about what you said is that's the same thing LeBron just did.
Yeah, I know. And we just have to
his craft.
Yeah. And so we have to more and more of us, we have to be willing to step up to the plate and say, look, this is how you can do this. You don't have to pay me for it. Like I tell people that you don't have to pay me for information. How you can pay me back in return, sharing it with somebody else. We don't have to depend on America or Western society to be successful is what I'm saying. That drives us insane because we're going through all these loopholes to try to be successful when we don't really have to do it by that program. If we come together with all the money that all of the Black athletes make, and we know that's a lot. You mean to tell me we couldn't create our own nation? We couldn't create our own jobs, our own stores, our own businesses, our own schools? Yes, we can. But why are we not doing these things? What is preventing us from doing it?
Because we expect athletes, celebrities, and whoever, these billionaire people, we expect them to come together and save us when we, on a lower level, can't even put our own money together to start a business.
So why is that?
Back to the hate, competition, the greed. Because the first thing gonna be is if 5 people get together and start a business, most of the first question gonna be, you know what I think is gonna be?
What's that?
Who gonna control the money? Who gonna control the money? Who gonna get this and who gonna get that and who gonna get this? Shout out to my business partner Jimmy Greatness Hall, second to none barbecue. We don't do none of that. We make the money, boom, it's here. It's in this account. If we want to pay ourselves, or we have enough where we can pay ourselves, we pay ourselves. Everything is 50-50. No matter who do the work, who do what, we ain't even worried about that. You know what I'm saying? And that, I believe, is the start of a healthy business relationship. Because, yes, it's about the money, but it's not all about the money. It's about, when you start a business, it's about product and drawing in the people. But most people just want to get to the money. Nobody wants to work. They just want to wake up tomorrow and have $1 million.
Mm.
And to me, it might sound crazy, and nobody might not believe me, but I'd rather earn $1 million than be given $1 million.
That's
But when
right.
you earn it, when it's given to you, you're gonna spend, you're gonna blow through it. But if you earn that joint 6 figure by 6 figure, and then you finally get to that million, you're gonna want to stay there.
Mhm.
You're gonna want to stay there. If you work to that million, you're gonna want to stay there. If somebody give you that million, you blowing 500,000 within a month.
That's
The
right.
average person is blowing half of that in a month. Look at how many people win the lottery and go broke.
But you know what? The reason that is because we forgot how to keep the money in the Black community. We spend it elsewhere and it's gone. We don't know how to save. We don't know how to budget. And watch this now. These are things, these are skills that are not taught in the school system. They're not taught in the school system. So if the parents are not taught this, because remember, you've been to the educational system before your kids, you're not going to teach them that either. Our ancestor, Carter G. Woodson, said it took him over 20 years to get over the European education system because it was backwards. It was backwards. So as you notice, my segment, I'm about my people. That's why a lot of my issues and stuff is towards my people, because I don't have a problem with white America. None of that. I have a problem with my people because we can change. We can get this right. We can get this together. It's still not too late. Now, like me and you said, some of us, we got to write us off. We too far down the rabbit hole, as they say. But for the ones who are still capable and less gullible, like you said a while ago, the hate, the envy, the jealousy. Okay, I'm not saying that these are all bad emotions, but what I'm saying is they have their place. And the place that we're using these emotions is not the right place to do this, especially if it's hindering us from being a people that's greater. So I agree with you on that, man. We need to really step up the plate. Let's love LeBron in his situation. Black folk, let's love LeBron in it. Okay, I know some Laker fans are saying, well, brother, hey, all right, whatever. The man is there.
That's
Love
cool.
him.
The white Laker fans can be all right, boom. But as a black man, that should make you happy.
Exactly.
That should make you happy, bro.
I'm thrilled. I'm happy for him and his sons because I look at this as a step towards our destination. That's what I look at it as. Again, I don't look at basketball like that, but I felt that this subject matter and this topic today on the podcast was still evident of change that we have yet to try to overcome. It is what, 2024? And we're still in the mindset that we were in 10 years ago in the Black community. But again, this is what I teach people. If you started out trying to lift 200 pounds on the weight bench and you got up to 150, guess what? That's progress. We're still making progress. That's why I know there's still hope, because we're still making progress. People, we got to continue to make this progress no matter how many steps it is, and we cannot stop no matter what. So before we close out on this awesome, I think this is an awesome podcast. Before we close it, so Zinni, what are your thoughts on finding a resolution to this problem for our people as a whole?
We've been on LeBron, but I guess that's the topic. So people need to look within themselves. If you hating on this man, that's a black billionaires, not a lot of black billionaires in the whole entire world. I want to say it's less than 200 or something like that. Check me on that if you want, but it's like 200 billionaires, black billionaires in the whole world. And you need to look inside yourself and say, yo, I'm hating on this man. If you can't love what LeBron doing, how you gonna love what I'm doing? How you gonna love what the fellow person doing? How you gonna do that? They always hate, oh, Zinni, you changed, you this, you that. No, I didn't change. I'm the same Zinni. I'm always gonna be the same Zinni, but I'm always gonna progress as well.
That's
Because
right.
doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same results is the definition of a psychopath. So
Insanity.
us as a black people, as a resolution, which everybody knows the resolution, we need to unify. And not as a black person, we need to unify as a minority. Because
Yes.
you know why them Republicans and why white America is scared of us and the Hispanic, our brown brothers, all of them, Puerto Rican, Dominican, all of them. Because if we unify like the brown people unify, and then black and browns unify, it's over, bro.
It's a wrap. I'm telling
They
you.
already because they're becoming the minority. We're becoming the majority. They're becoming the minority. So,
That's
like
right.
you said, it's progression. And we will unify. You got to speak it into the universe. We will unify. It's just going to take a lot more time, because if you look at the kids nowadays, their unification is crazy.
Yes.
Like, they are sticking together, even in the music industry, in the basketball industry. Like, people say it's getting soft. Okay, because they's actually friends. I don't want to go knock your teeth out when I'm going to chill with you later at the party.
Right.
So if you got millionaires chilling with, like, come on, man, something great has to come out of this. We might not see it in our lifetime, but hopefully before the end of my kids' lifetime, they will see the unification and the benefit of our progressiveness.
Wow, man, I couldn't say that no better, bro. Like what you just said, I agree. I second emotion that, man. Progression is the key, and as long as we keep that progression, like you're saying, it may not be in our lifetime, but we pass this down. We continue making disciples, as I said earlier, and hopefully that our children will pass this down and continue to pass it down, and we'll continue to see this progression. Because you got to understand, we don't die, we just transition, baby. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna be there. We still gonna see it.
That's a
So
fact.
exactly.
And it's not,
So
and we also got to think about, it's not all about property and money to pass down. We need to pass down the mindset. You instill the mindset. You might not have all the money in the world, but if you instill that mindset and you instill that in the next generation, then you know that they're going to be okay.
facts.
Because it's not about you. It's not about us no more, bro. It's not about us. It's about the kids.
That's right.
It's
I
about
agree
the
with
kids.
that.
So if you can pass on, because people, like I said, people that are not great don't like greatness. Greatness ain't achievements. Greatness ain't accomplishments. Greatness is a mindset. So, like you say, you wake up and say, "I'm the captain of my ship." You can wait. I'm great. I'm great. I am a god amongst men. I am that. You have to have faith in yourself before you can have faith in anything else. And if you don't have faith in yourself, how God gonna trust your faith in Him? Whatever God anybody believe in. Well, the higher power that you have faith in gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself.
That's right. Because you're an extension of that creator. You're an extension. So I'm gonna show my divine greatness every day. I'm gonna show that the power of the creator through me. So I agree with that. So black people community, we have to keep progressing, keep moving forward. If we get knocked back, let somebody behind us help us back up to keep moving forward. Because if one falls down, all of us fall down. We have to learn to work as a body. Every piece of the body works in a unity. If one thing goes wrong with the body, everything goes wrong. So we have to look at ourselves as a body, as a whole. And I think, and again, as me and Zinni says, and I agree, if we continue to make disciples of our people and pass down this knowledge and wisdom to them, we can possibly, and I'm speaking into existence like my brother said, we will see this happen. And the progression will turn into truth and reality and a win for us as a black community. So, man, with that being said, I thank you, man, for bringing your energy to the show. And I hope to see you as a future guest again. And just want to say I love you, bro, man. And just thank you for bringing your insight, your wisdom. And people, if you don't know, again, who this man is and what he represents in his podcast show, Zinni, can you let the people, give them some information where they can go to see your shows and, contact you to be a guest, things like that.
That's a fact, man. But first, I want to thank you for having me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is this your first show?
Man, it's my
So I
first show.
appreciate you for having me on your first show. And If you ever need a co-host, can't find a guest, man. I know I rescheduled like 3-4 times, but I think we found the formula. You know what I'm saying? But Jabari Simba, appreciate you for having me, man. I'm the host of the Broke Ass Podcast. I'm the host of the Broke Ass Podcast. Shout out to all my co-hosts. Shout out BAP. Shout out Mr. Mika. Shout out 18 Studios. It's the Broke Ass Podcast. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire Stick, Soul Compass Radio. It's that hip hop. We drop every Thursday at 8 p.m. on all of those platforms. Just Google 810 Studio. 810 Studios also has a Roku channel. So if you got Roku, you can download 810 Studios, and all our great content, all the content that 810 Studios has to offer is there. So man, y'all check me out. Like, share, follow, subscribe, all whatever them TikTokers be saying.
There you have it, people. I mean, you got to. I'm telling you, his content is incredible. It's very thought-provoking, mind-opening, and it's issues and things that we need to talk about, just like today's segment, which is one in many. So again, man, I thank you for bringing your energy. All right. So that was Zinni Boss right there, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome podcaster. He's my cousin, my family. I love him dearly. And I wouldn't have picked any other guest to start off this podcast segment but this young brother right here. So again, I thank everyone for tuning in, man. Again, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, you can always share them. Because I want to know your thoughts and everything, how you feel about the topics that we talk about. So again, this was an exciting and educational show today. Our guest, Zinni Boss, brought, his perspective and shared his heart on the matter. It was a personal honor to share my platform with such an incredible soul. So I think that wraps up today's show, but stay tuned for the next show and tune in next time as our honored guest will be, when we get the honored guest up there, y'all will know who it is. So,
Mama, don't cry for me, your boy will never give up. Problems weigh me down, but I choose to keep standing up. Got me in corners, backing me up, but like a wounded animal, got me scrapping back in the mud. Plenty liquor, smoking weed to keep my mind on these. Popping pills mixed with Henny till I pass out sleep. Take a look into my mirror, this the life I live. Reflection of a soldier, ready for war with my fatigues on. Blasting anything that be moving right in my kill zone. In reality, only